Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I'm going to start talking about part 4 of my series about European ETFs that invest in Europe. And this time it's going to go about ETFs that invest in European small caps. So in this video I'm only going to talk about 3 of the 21 ETFs that I found that invest their money in European countries and that are not synthetic replicated. If you know of any other European-based ETF that I missed in this series, please put a name in the comment down below. I will read it for sure and then try to incorporate it in one of my next videos. So if you know one, thank you for letting me know. So in the first part, I talked about the 5 ETFs that invest in the MSCI Europe index, which had a rather nice dividend yield with around 2.7% and a performance of the last 5 years of 55%. So total performance wise it's pretty good. But there are a lot of other ETFs, and in the previous 3 videos I mentioned already a lot of them with quality dividends or quality reference rather, I should say, or high dividend yields. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 ETFs that invest in small caps from Europe. And at the end, once again, for these 3 ETFs, I will give a table with the total expense ratio, the performance, and the dividend yield, and rank them more or less according to their overall performance. And just remember, I'm putting these videos out after recording them in the weekend of after the Friday the 26th. So all the data are based on the end prices of the 26th of January. So I think this one is going to come out on Thursday next week. So it will be, when will it be? The 8th of February this video is coming out. So there is almost 2 weeks the discrepancy between the time that I make this video and the prices that you will see now. But it's to have a reference to compare all the ETFs that I'm discussing in this series towards one another. So that's just why I did that. So the first one, that's the UBS Luxembourg-based one from the MSCI EMU SmallCap. I already discussed that one in the first video that I made about the MSCI funds, MSCI Europe funds, because I thought that it could be confusing that there is MSCI as well in this fund name, but here it's definitely well pointed out that it's not a MSCI Europe one, but a small cap one. The total expense ratio is 0.33%. It's noted in euro, distributes in euro. There are 429 companies in this ETF, and there is 94 million invested in this ETF as well. So overall performance, it's a little less performant than the MSCI Europe index. So especially in the first year, there it was around 9-10%, and this one is 4.70%. And over 5 years, there it was 55-54% compared to here 47%. So almost 48%. The dividend yield 2.64%, and it's being paid out as it is a fund from UBS in half yearly in February and in August. And these were the last distributions. So the next one is coming shortly. When this video is coming out, normally the fund should have already distributed one from February in the beginning of the month. So I'm sorry that I can't already give the distribution for 2024, but it's not already on the 6 noted, so excuse me for that. Then we have the DJSC ETF from iShares. So it's the EURO STOXX Small UCITS ETF, and it has a total expense ratio of 0.40%. Once again, iShares a little more expensive than UBS. It's noted in Swiss francs, and it contains 85 companies, almost 400 million invested in it, and it's a sampling ETF. And then the performance, once again, yeah, in Swiss francs, negative, and because of the good performance of the Swiss franc compared to the euro, in euro there is a performance of 2.43% over the last year, 12% up in the last 3 years, and 46.9% up in the last 5 years. So the 5 years is okay, but the last 3 years are not that great. The dividend yield is 2.28%, and it pays out quarterly, and these are the distributions of the last year. So the next distribution coming in March. And then we have the last fund for the video of today, which is the WisdoTree Europe SmallCap dividend with a total expense ratio of 0.38%, the Irish-based one. And it's noted in Swiss francs, so once again we will see in the performance that this has a huge effect. With 293 companies, that's the highest amount of companies in the small cap index. I think when you want to invest in small caps, then it's best to have as many as possible. So yeah, for me that makes sense. And otherwise, small caps, yeah, they become mid caps and then large caps. So you should know that they go through the cycle, and whether or not they become mid caps and large cap can determine whether or not your fund is performing good or not. And when they stay small and even disappear, yeah, then you suffer. So that's why my wife and I, we don't invest in small cap ETFs, not even global small cap ETFs. So we are not that big of a fan about small cap investing. There are other people around there, and that's why I say it's not financial advice, it's just my own opinion that I give. You can make your own opinion and invest in these kinds of ETFs. So the performance of this one is a little bit better than the previous one. So it's negative in euro, but almost 5% up the past year, 18% up the past 3 years, and in the last 5 years, it's almost up 37%. And dividend yield, it's not wrong at all, 4.44%. And it's being paid out half yearly, so in January and in July. So here I should have put the dividend from January, but I forgot to do that. So excuse me for that. So the other one I couldn't find yet, and this one I could have found, but I didn't look it up before recording this video, so excuse me for that. But the dividend yield is correct with already the dividend distribution from the one in the beginning of January from this year. So this is just a bit more outdated. And then the overall view in the table form for these three ETFs. So it's not that great. So yeah, here 12% only for the DJSC. For the 5-year performance, it's definitely okay. So 46.9%. It's comparable to the one from UBS. But the total expense ratio, they are for all three rather high. So 0.33, 0.40, and 0.38. But according to me, there isn't a dividend trap among these. It's just for me, small caps doesn't do it for me. So if you have a total index like the SPI index for Swiss companies to track those, then it's okay because you have everything. But if you really pick the small caps separately, I don't think it's really good, because once they become mid cap, they fall out of your fund. And if they go bankrupt, they also fall out of your fund. So yeah, it's a difficult one, small caps. So yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching this one. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Hit that like button if you want, and see you on the next video on my YouTube channel. Bye.